Hallelujah! How's it going, guys? My name is Dead YouTuber 69 here. And next week is something big in the world of Destiny 2. It's the moment where a lot of players decide it's the make or break point, and I'm honestly excited to see the PvP portion of it. I'm so curious to see what they're going to change up in the sandbox update and see how everything kind of flows after the exotics change, the sandbox update, making things more powerful in PvP and PvE, and the general appeal of the Go Fast update. Don't you love Sonic the Hedgehog? So this week at Bungie, didn't really have anything too crazy. It just said, hey, the faction rally was going on, and it's the final one of Season 2. Dude, I didn't even know it was going on. And that the Crucible isn't just getting updates to game modes, but competitive playlists will also feature quitter penalties. Speaking of quitter penalties, I'm in a game where someone obviously quit. So that's fun. And that's basically kind of it. Besides, it's just kind of hinting at some stuff coming in the patch, but we don't have patch notes probably until the day of, which I'm totally fine with that. I love him some nice
destroy it.
I just got messed up. I like having some nice surprises, what I was trying to say. I will say that I don't know, it's cool knowing that there's finally a big sandbox update, because 7 months without a sandbox update is kind of alarming, because I know players probably wish that there's more sandbox updates in Destiny 1, and there was about one at least every expansion and halfway through the expansions, maybe, I would say. Whoa, I'm actually doing all right over here with these shots. And I say that, oh, I'm still alive. Oh, no, there we go, and I die. In no way am I bashing Destiny 2 or am I saying anything trying to be negative, because I am hopeful of Destiny 2 to come back to its glory. People say it can't. Obviously, if the Division can come back, I think someone's prowess of Bungie, people want this game to come back. I know that people want to hate it, but at the same time, I think there's a player base that know that this is home, and when it feels like home, they'll come back to it. That's just it, I think. I would say that there's probably a huge player base that wants this game to succeed, and when it just hits that right spot, I think that the game it might not bring back the numbers of, you know, Destiny 2, you know, right at launch, but it might come back to an insanely healthy area. The stuff that does scare me is it's such a shame. It's such a shame that Planet Destiny is no longer. That is the most insane thing I was never expecting, and they did it so under the radar. Like, that's just so crazy. For those that don't know, probably I did 2 videos for Planet Destiny back in 2016, and it was kind of crazy, because what happened was I was working at this job that I had, and it was very hard to use your phone. I got a DM from the Planet Destiny Twitter saying, hey, we would love to have you create some videos. And I was like, okay, so you want me to make some sketch videos? Because I was doing some sketch videos at the time in Destiny. And I was like, okay, that has to be why. And then, so my best friend was coming into town, and I live in Memphis, and we're gonna go out to Beale Street. And so, like, he sends me, like, a bunch of DMs. Like, I remember I was at a bar in Beale Street, and like, I get DMs, welcome the newest Planet Destiny member. I'm like, whoa. And like, for the first time ever, my like Twitter was popping, because I was really small at the time. And then they took a video I made and cut it down and posted it that night, and it got flamed, just flamed. And I remember that. It was probably like one of their most disliked videos, because it was cut down. It wasn't made for them. It was one of my videos just cut down. It was like the Taken Will shotgun, I believe, and I forget the other one, but I remember the Taken Will shotgun. And it got so flamed they unlisted it. That is for real. Anyway, I didn't really make any videos for them. I streamed on their Twitch every now and then, but it was kind of like I don't know if this is for me, and it was just like we never talked again. It wasn't negative or anything, but it was just like kind of thing. But that being said, like Plant Destiny has such a rich history, and you know, back in the days of, you know, Patrick Casey Holtzman doing it, Mesa Sean used to be a part of Plant Destiny, freaking Tefty Teft, Briar Rabbit, and then they go and do their successful podcast on their own. And it's a great podcast. I believe next week Triple Wreck is on their podcast talking about the new update that's coming to Destiny 2, which is awesome. They just had Mylan Games, a good friend of mine in the Destiny community. I highly recommend the Destiny community podcast. A lot of people say that there isn't Destiny content creators, and I know that Mesa Sean does them every day. He might go into, like, you know, Battlefront 2 or, you know, a game that he might like. But I think, like, anyone that creates Destiny content right now is taking this time to really enjoy other games. But I can promise you that the Destiny Community Podcast is entirely that, the Destiny Community Podcast, and you can always count on them for Destiny content. The other thing that I will say, while I do hope everything comes back to normal in Destiny, and it's a shame that Plant Destiny suffered and like it's no longer a thing because of how Destiny was going. I mean, that's a shame. But, you know, I appreciate the fact that I could take this time, and at first, I remember with the Prometheus lens, I was really heated at Bungie. Really heated at Bungie. And it looks like the servers don't want to really mess with me today. I was really kind of heated at Bungie with the whole Prometheus lens. I know it's hard to kind of compare, you know, studios or games, but at the time, you had Prometheus lens just wrecking the Crucible, and no one really saying anything from Bungie besides, oh, that's a problem, and that'll be fixed eventually. And then you have Fortnite. I know it's hard to compare, but they did like this thing to like their burst or rifles or something, and it was on a Monday, all right? And then it was the Monday of Thanksgiving week, and that Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve in the US, they fixed it. And they have multiple consoles, you know, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, same as you know, Bungie. It's kind of weird because they could have just done something to like hotfix that. I was so upset at that. I know it's hard to transition games, and something funky is going on in Destiny right now. I can't even get into a game. But you can see where players were like really getting perturbed at the time, and that was the time where they were really, people were really angry at them, and that was probably when it was getting the most hot. Dude, I can't get in. It looks like we're not able to play a game in Destiny. But let's just go to the tower and we'll finish up this talk. And this is kind of like a weird Bless Rants kind of talk. I will go in to say this. I know that Bungie had a lot of people angry at them. I know Bungie had, you know, everyone and their mothers upset. I'm not saying I'm not saying they don't deserve it, because they do deserve criticism. But I just hope that they listened and, you know, they took the 3 years of Destiny 1, compiled all that knowledge and see what people liked and bring some of that into Destiny 2. You know, we all mess up, and, you know, I can only imagine what their thought process was for Destiny 2. They're probably like, hey, you know, we're making a sequel. Something has to be different. You know, we need to do something different. And I don't want to say, well, I commend them for doing something different, but it kind of, you know, costed them the reputation of Destiny a little bit more. Destiny's always had a problem. But, I mean, if you look back, like, everyone crapped on Destiny 1 when it was launched. And it didn't really get that pickup until, like, House of Wolves. So, like, when I was day one, I played day one Destiny 1. I played all the betas for it. I quit when Vault of Glass was coming out. I felt like, man, I don't have friends to play with. And also, the only thing that I did really was
see you soon.
Crucible and go in front of that loot cave. And then when they patched the loot cave, I'm like, how am I going to get in gear now? because loot was so hard to get. I put the game down. Dark Below came out. I played it for a little bit, got my ass kicked in Crucible. I put it back down, and it wasn't until my friend convinced me to pick it up during this real quality of life change that happened at the end of Dark Below, which is kind of funny because it's kind of happening right now, and I fell back in love with Destiny at that time. I don't know if that's going to happen this time. All I'm saying is I'm hopeful. This is a weird video. I think everyone just wants to come home. But I will say if it doesn't come home, at least we have a Destiny community, and that Destiny community doesn't die. And people might go and play different games, but at least we have this community, you know. And that's the cool thing about Destiny. That's the cool thing about Destiny. I will say that. But you know, Bungie has multiple studios and a big team. I think their biggest problem might be just communication inside. I like, it is a letdown that this week at Bungie wasn't selling that update like I wish it would for next week, but let's hope it's a nice sweet surprise. If you're enjoying Destiny 2, dude, good on you. I'm not crapping on anything. I'm just saying, like, my feelings on it, and I really do hope that a lot of people come back for this update and give it a try. And you know, it would be, I would love it. Like, what if this? What if they just say, by the way, since it's a free update, I wouldn't mind them bringing back old guns as free updates. If they're just like, by the way, Thorn and Hawkmoon are able to get in your exotics now, and then, you know, you can kind of have this feeling of Destiny 1, and if it plays like Destiny 1, it might be, you know, cool. Like, all of a sudden you pick up a Hawkmoon, or all of a sudden you pick up, like, you know, a Last Word. What if it was like a Hawkmoon that played like Year 1 Hawkmoon that was legendary? You know, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. If they do something that really just, like, knocks it out of the park, and I just hope that they do that. I really hope, and I have faith in Bungie. I know that we all get angry at Bungie because this is a game that we loved. You know, My Name is Bife was able to make a lore channel explaining the lore better than the game. And, you know, people love it. People love the lore, and, like, you know, they get attached to characters, and, you know, we all thought it was going to be magical, you know, oh my god, everything's getting a pop vinyl, you know, like, maybe we'll get attached to Saladin, or, you know, Shax, or anything. And while there was character development in the story, I think we all just want this game to succeed. I know that this is kind of rambling, but I think that's the point. The want to succeed. Maybe that's why I'm gonna name this title. Destiny 2. The want to succeed. That doesn't make sense. I'll fine tune that title. Anyway, I'm gonna stop blabbering. You have a great one, and I'll see you Tuesday when the patch goes live. I'll probably be making a video that day, and I'll also be probably streaming it on twitch.tv and seeing how the Crucible is. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all the support, and until next time, come on!